everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to Relevant Jukebox, and today we're going to talk about the latest collaborative album from Sufjan Stevens and Angelo De Augustine, A Beginner's Mind. So this is the latest collaborative album from the singer-songwriter and multi-instrumentalist Sufjan Stevens, who's been on a string of these as of recent, with this being his fourth collaboration since 2017. However, none of these collaborations have formulated anything that's gone toe-to-toe with his solo material, in my opinion. A Beginner's Mind, on the other hand, does. This one feels more like a textbook Sufjan release, with the stripped-back acoustic instrumentation and general cold atmosphere that it creates. But it's not as theatrical or grandiose as releases like Come On Feel the Illinois or even Michigan. Instead, this one feels like it fits in more snugly with releases like Seven Swans or Carrie and Lowell, which is perfectly okay with me because I think this is the style that fits Sufjan's writing the best. And I don't know if it's just me or not, but like on occasion there are hints across this record where I'm reminded of Elliott Smith, and it's really like, you know, the first time I've listened to Sufjan's music that these influences seem more potent, but those influences are still subtly presented, maybe like a chord progression here or there or a vocal melody. The track Murder and Crime is a good example of this. I feel like the vocal melody on that one sounds like something Elliott would have written. The track Lady Macbeth in Chains is probably the most potent example on the album and feels like a track that could have been lifted off of either or. Also, that chord progression on It's Your Body and Mind gives me whiffs of this as well, which at the same time comes off like some heartbroken bedroom pop track that would have fit snugly on a really early Alex G project. So I guess what I'm getting at here is that even though there are a lot of familiar qualities to Sufjan's music on this release over here, it just kind of hits differently, and we do get a discography standout track, in my opinion, with the song Back to Oz. This one might be my favorite on the project, or at least it's the one that I revisit the most. It's got a very subtle groove to it, and I really like how it builds momentum to the big chorus on this track that is really catchy. It also sounds like something that could have landed on Illinois. Also, over the past couple years, even on solo projects and pretty much all the collabs that he's dropped, he's been dabbling mainly with electronic instruments, but like none of the textures that he's yielded has been interesting in my opinion, or at least nothing has sounded as interesting as what landed on Age of Ads. If anything, a lot of the electronic releases he's put out have just come off really flat and plain to my ears. A lot of those similar electronic aesthetics do show up in shades on this release here, but this time around I think they actually complement the instrumentation, like the outro to the track Lady Macbeth in Chains, but also the way that they work in just subtle, you know, aesthetics here and there on the track You Give Death a Bad Name. So yeah, I mean, I think this is the best Sufjan release to come out since Carrie and Lowell, and it's definitely much more of a fan pleaser that I think a lot of older fans of Sufjan might enjoy. Even though there are tracks on here like the first track Reach Out or Olympus or Cimarron Shade that are great tracks on their own, but just kind of feel like Sufjan playing it too safe. And there are similar lyrical themes that show up here that, you know, deal with religion or the self or society and America that we've, you know, kind of heard play out before, you know, like Veggie Tales for hipster adults. But I guess these two actually went away to a cabin and locked themselves away for a little while to record this and like watched a bunch of horror movies to get inspiration from, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. I just think it's a really solid project from the two. I hope there's a follow-up that comes around down the line because I think they complement each other really nicely on here, actually. And with that being said, I'm feeling an 8 over here on A Beginner's Mind. So for all you collectors out there, I have a couple different links down below in the description box, one of which being to Asthmatic, the record label that released this, has a ocean blue variant up for sale, but also Rough Trade has a couple different limited variants as well. I believe there's a solid yellow and there's also a gold pressing that I believe are both out of 1,000. And if you have listened to this Sufjan and Angelo De Augustine collaboration already, what did you think about it? Let me know in the comments section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and share, and if you want more content from me, hit that subscribe button. Peace.